Hello everyone, videos I refer to. Yep, back again with some what's on deck. I know what you're saying. It's about damn time you got a haircut. Yes, it is. It's long overdue. I know I still need to do something about my face. Don't worry, it's gonna happen sooner or later. Let's get on with some what's on deck. There's quite a bit to talk about. Let's start off with Kickstarter. Let's have a look at what is new here. First of all, we got cocktail playing cards. How exciting. It's 0% funded, $9,000 Canadian goal. Absolutely zero chance it funds, in my opinion. I mean, it has no funding so far. I mean, it's not that exciting or innovative. It's a deck of cards that has recipes for different cocktails on every card from the looks of it. You could probably buy a deck of cards like this if you Google it online for a hell of a lot less than 20 bucks Canadian. That's just absurd price for a deck of cards like this. That's probably not going to be that good of quality. There's some interesting quotes on the back, which is kind of funny. The top case is nothing too exciting. Just shows you a bunch of cards on the front, a bunch of quotes on the back. And the back design is horrible. It's just, wow, it's just an ad. Basically, it's an ad card for the back design. That really sucks. And I like how they have this poker ranking guide, even though they don't have poker faces. But it's still usable. I mean, it still has traditional card faces, indexes, but yeah, no idea who's producing it. Just says that they're in close contact with the printer, whoever that is, and that they have intensive experience with CMYK printing. That doesn't mean they know how to print playing cards or good quality playing cards. Excuse me. Still dealing with a little bit of the effects of the flu I had before. The Dent Makers deck. I have no idea what this is about. It says it's Tech World and 52 cards by the Dent Makers. Currently, it's at $200 of a $8,500 Canadian goal. Chances of funding very slim. It's actually from Singapore, so it's basically the same funding. $9,000 goal Singaporean. It's at $200 just over. First time created. Let's check out their website. Yes. It just launched today, February 22nd. 17 bucks Canadian / Singaporean for one deck. That's 12 bucks US on the early bird. Not a terrible price. Got a quote by Steve Jobs. Aha. So the faces basically have quotes on them. That's it. Some of them apparently have a white border on them. I prefer that. Depending on what the back looks like. The top case is nothing too exciting. The back design, I believe, just says Deck Makers on it. Chances, it's supposed to be printed by USB-C. It says 54 poker size, completely custom cards. Except USB-C presents 56 cards, so what's the other 2 cards? I don't know. To be shipped by gamblers. I don't know why they have an advertisement for Wix on the video. It's a little bit unprofessional. Yeah, the chances of this one funding are pretty much zilch. This is just not a great deck, in my opinion. I appreciate the font. I like that each suit has its own color. I like that. Well, it's interesting the clubs and the spades both have black indexes, but they have 2 different colored faces. The hearts and diamonds, one has red indexes on a white face, the other has white indexes on a red face, so they still both got red, but the indexes are different colors, unlike the black suits, so I don't know. I would have personally preferred that the hearts were a different color instead of white. This would be better, in my opinion. Make them red. Make the diamonds yellow. Make the clubs blue or something. You know, be a little bit slightly more creative instead of having one suit that's white. Yeah, it's just not good. Let's check out the website. They actually have a website, headsetmakers.com, and it's just basically the tuck case. Why the tuck case looks like it's on the moon, I'm not sure, but okay. Adds a little texture or detail. I don't know if it's going to be embossed or if it's just going to be printed on. If it was embossed, that'd be nice, but I doubt they're going to go that far. It's not going to be printed anyway. Moving on, the Omen playing cards of Popup Citizen has apparently relaunched. It's at 3,600, well, 2,500 euros out of a 7,200 euro goal. I don't know that it's going to fund. Apparently, there's two different colors, purple and green. They decided to do this instead of what they were previously doing. Let me just double check that the other one was, in fact, cancelled. I didn't see it while I was scrolling through. Be printed by Card Moon Day of 2 Linen B9 Finis. 10 euros for one deck, purple or green. I mean, I guess it's not a terrible price. 20 euros for two decks. That I have a problem with. It should be like 18 euros for two decks. Whenever the amount increases, the price should decrease a little bit. Yeah, 40 euros for four decks. There's no savings there. Nearly every project you see is going to have the price of the decks decreases as the amount increases. They have not done that. I mean, I guess they've done that when you get to the 6, 8. I don't know about 6, but it looks like they might decrease a little bit as you get into bigger quantities. But it should still be like that for two decks or four decks. It did for 6 decks. Instead of 60, it's 58. And for 8 and so forth, but it should still be the same for 2 or 4. Anyways, it's an okay deck, a simple deck, good for cardistry, I suppose. I don't dislike it. It's one that I'd probably pick up later on. Whether or not it runs, I have no idea. They did cancel the previous one. As you can see, they have other ideas, other plans, designs, colors. Moving on, the crew playing cards. Currently not looking good. $420 out of a $4,000 goal. Chances of funding not very good. By Wally U. First project. I hate these creators where it's like first project, zero backed. I hate it even more when they say that they love playing cards and collecting playing cards. And it's like you like playing cards and collecting playing cards, and you don't back any projects, you don't support any, but you want support. Again, this guy again says enjoys the experience of doing magic cardistry and sailing. That's a little bit different. Oh God, I apologize. Alright, I'm back. I apologize. It was a relatives from out of town calling. Unfortunately, my parents are not home at the moment, so don't have to call back. Not sure what's going on, but we'll find out, I guess. um, So it's got a sailing thing to be printed by USBC, 1,000 decks, apparently $13 US for one deck. Terrible price, I suppose. Free shipping. Wow, interesting. Let me see that. Actually, I'm curious. No, it's not free shipping. It's free shipping in the US, so that's kind of a lie. Wow. The back design is a complete ripoff of the Cherry Casino deck. This design is a ripoff of the Cherry Casino deck with a crystallized look and a cheap copy and pasted sailboat in there. And the free, I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's a reveal or something. I don't know. But that's absolutely horrible. The Ace of Spades is a ripoff of the the what the Orbit Dex. It's a complete rip-off of the Orbit Dex, the design, the idea. And the court cards is the standard. To this, I give it a resounding thumbs down. Just absolutely. That's just a complete rip-off, in my opinion. Rip-off of at least two different decks. Moving on, we got Tubular, which is a relaunch. Chances of funding again, probably not great. It's at almost 2,000 Australian dollars out of a 9,500 Australian goal. Yeah, and the chances aren't great. To be printed on a bicycle stock, obviously USB-C. 18 bucks Australian for one deck, which it doesn't say what that is in American. It's $16 Canadian, so it's probably about $12, $13 US. I mean, I don't hate the pips. I don't necessarily hate the back design. I do hate the court cards. It's just a crown. Nothing exciting about that whatsoever. I'm not really a huge fan of the font as well. I don't hate it, but not a huge fan. And I would have at least liked to have seen the crowns and the hearts and diamonds in red to match the red suit, as opposed to them all being black crowns throughout. It's a minor thing. And yeah, that's about 12 bucks US. Oh, good, sticker set, because most people who have back Kickstarter projects don't have about 1 million pips of sticker pips laying around. I mean, I do. I got a filing cabinet right next to me that's covered in stickers from projects and websites. Lots of pips. Lots of them. We're not going to worry about that now. Possible models, apparently black and white cases. In there's also a black deck. It's probably, yeah, it's a stretch goal to hit 125%. Chances of him hitting 100% is very slim. Also, can I just say, I'm a little bit sick and tired of blackface decks. It seems like everyone and their mother is doing blackface decks. And they are just not good because the edges just chip and, they degrade, and it's pointless. Like, just stick to white faces. Black should be used very sparsely and only, for a good reason, not just as a color swap, like nearly everyone is doing. Like, at least when I look at, Illusionist, when they did the Shadow Masters or they did the Black Ghost, at least there was some reasoning for them being black and they were unique at the time. Now it just seems like everyone is doing them just for the hell of it, and it's just overkill, and it's not appealing anymore at this point. Moving on. This is not a new one per se, but it's one that I think I missed looking at before. It's the Clockwork Quacking Tank. Quack, quack. It's nearly funded, 2,300 out of a $3,000 goal. It should fund, I imagine, in a matter of time, 14 days to go. May not fund. It's a very weird deck. It looks like it's designed for 5-year-olds. I mean, it's got ducks all over it. The pips you can see on the card are sideways and very small. There's a lot of art in there. It's an animated deck like the previous Clockwork deck. This is by Swamp Dex. You can see the animation. It's cute. Is it something I want on a deck of cards or need on a deck of cards? Not really. And there's so much going on there, which is cool and interesting. Like these guards in the tower, which are ducks and quacking. You see the ducks dunking, moving around and dunking their heads in the water. There's gears for the hell of it. Is an effort put into it. I don't hate it, but it's just really weird. Like, this is the theme they came up with. They could have come up with something better. And I see all the court cards actually have are representing actual people, like Henry VIII, Shakespeare, Elizabeth I, II, Queen Victoria, Richard III, Queen's Guard, Arthur, Jane Austen, etc., etc. That's kind of cool. The Joker it's a Joker, both of them. And if that's the back design, it's a horrible one-way back design. It says Black and Done on it. You can see there's a lot of going on the face. Like I said, I hate the back design. The back design's horrible. If that's the back design, it's a horrible one-way design, which is weird because the faces are mirror imaged. But I get it. It's supposed to be like a crest. But yeah, it's a little bit weird. $15 for one deck, by the way, US. I'll pass at that price. Maybe if it becomes available, on Murphy's later, I'll go for it. I also want to mention Jackson Robinson is apparently doing Lord of the Rings project. Free decks. It's going to be on Kickstarter, unlike his 300 decks he's done on his website recently. I mean, literally, it's like that many decks. It feels like it. You can see the court card figures he's using. Apparently, he's got a license from Tolkien. I guess Tolkien must hand those out, like gifts. And then you see the artwork on the court cards. Personally, I've never watched Lord of the Rings. I've never really cared. If there's a Harry Potter themed deck, I'd be all over it. I much prefer Harry Potter. It's never really cared for, I guess, Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's one that maybe I'll get later on. It's gonna fund, and he's gonna get like $300,000 on this. So good for him. And then this is new at Walmart, I suppose, in the US. Bicycle, what are they called? Parquet decks. Definitely very interesting. Definitely not the stereotypical bicycle logo you would see. Very kind of bland bicycle logo. I will definitely look for them on eBay, because I doubt they'll be available in Canada. And then there's this, which apparently is from Fear 11, the Hollywood Roosevelt deck. It definitely looks kind of like a Fear 11 deck, so I would assume that it is. I also assume that Fear 11 will be selling them at some point in time. Fingers crossed, because the alternative is not good. I'll show you what I mean by that. Apparently Fear 11 has been advertising a Magic Store at the Roosevelt, so I suspect it will come eventually. I will agree with that. The cardistry, it's cool. It's an interesting art. But there is no place to make a living out of it unless you are doing like Zach Mueller and selling playing cards and selling a brand of playing cards. Same like the Verts and whatnot. There's only so much you can do with cardistry. Nobody makes a living off of cardistry. It's cool, it's fancy. Ooh, look, I can do flippy shit. But at the end of the day, how you don't make a living doing that. You make a living doing Magic. You make a living selling playing cards. You make a living, you can incorporate cardistry into Magic, and it's fine. It looks a little bit overkill, or suspect at the best. So yeah. This guy's upset because both Star Wars decks had the same court cards. What was he expecting? Like, okay, I understand. It would have been cool if one had light side courts and the other dark side courts. But maybe there was only so many figures they could put on the court cards, I don't know. Moving on, I wanted to show you. This is the Hollywood Roosevelt deck. Somebody sold it on eBay for $70 US, and they've relisted it, and it's currently available for $85. Are you freaking kidding me? That is a ripoff 52 Playing Card Productions is a ripoff. Do not support the seller. Do not buy anything from them. Uh, because they're just trying to gouge people and make money off of people. It's ridiculous. And yes, I just paid over $40 for a wow, look at this. Oracle Saturn Masters, $115. Venexiana Gold, $630. Is anyone buying it? No, nobody's gonna buy it. Nobody's gonna pay that ridiculous amount. I mean, you see some of the other ridiculous prices here. They are just that ridiculous for the most part. Yes, I did just pay over $40 for the gold artisan decks, but I went to the best deal I could find on eBay. That was the best one I could find. It was a reputable source. I don't remember the seller's name, but they had good, feedback and scores, so I didn't have too many concerns with that. And I figured, for 40, $45, whatever it was, plus shipping, is a hell of a lot cheaper than spending $150 on Fear 11 to get the deck for free. It's also a lot cheaper than trying to go to the US, find one in a Target in the US, if there's any still available. And, personally, I don't like that Fear 11 did that. They only made it available to Americans, essentially, and now Americans are profiting by selling these on eBay for ridiculous prices. And they never really, made it fairly available to people outside the US, especially considering $150 US is a hell of a lot of money in Canadian currency or other currencies. They did no favors to people outside the US when it comes to the gold artisans. And there is no reason why they couldn't have just sold them on the website, other than perhaps they were afraid they would crash their website like before. Moving on. New deck from Illusionist Republic number 3 by Illusionist and Jeremy Griffith. It's a nice enough deck. For $10, I am going to get it. Luxury Press E7 stock, aka Slimline stock. And it's got this cigar type band on it, which is kind of cool. Simple back design, borderless. I like it. The Ace of Spades isn't bad. I do find those indexes to be really tiny. Like you see, there's a lot of white space on that face. The Jokers, okay, they got the back design on them, apparently. Oh, look at that. There's embossing on that band. It's kind of cool. And they're not showing us the faces, so I imagine it will be fairly standard outside of that. I don't honestly know if they've had anything else recently released. I remember last year, every month they were doing their mystery decks. I haven't heard anything about any mystery decks lately, or what they might have been. Moving on here, the Murphys, a few new things to talk about. And as you can see, they're making available that Deaf Guy deck, which is a few years old. That's the first edition. There's also an orange one, that was the second edition. Which I got reviews on. A variety of other new decks, gilded versions of the Vanities playing card decks, as you can see. And then there's some other ones here. This is a new one. Let me just close this up. Come on. I'm going to close the Illusionist page. Apologize. This is the Ultra Green from Gemini Decks. It's a new Ultra deck in green, only 2,500 printed. Only 2,500. That's a lot. They're going to be available for a while, no doubt. And I will pick this one up at some point in time. Apparently, it has a silver foil seal. I mean, I don't hate the Ultra. I got the original. I definitely will get this one. But not at the moment. I just had a massive order. Went through Murphy's for a dozen decks, so I think I'm good for a little while for this month. Um, on top of that, of course, it's a painting theme. Of course, stock. They have available these Hawaiian playing cards, which I got last year, thanks to someone who, you know, pointed them out on United Cardists. They are completely custom with a Hawaiian theme. They do have custom suits, which I either did not realize at the time when I ordered them, or just missed that fact, or either I missed that fact, or I zoned out on that, or whatever. And then when I got them, I'm like, oh, this is weird. But yeah, you can see they have custom suits instead of traditional suits, which is okay. There are custom core cards and everything. There's your back design, USB-C printed, not bad. The retail price is going to be $9, so it's a great price. Look for those coming soon to retailers if they're not there already. And then we got transhumanism playing cards. It's a nice enough tuck case, except looks. I want to say it looks damaged there a little bit, but I don't think that it is. For some reason they decided to pour water on it. I guess it's a plastic case, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Otherwise, they destroyed that case. Apparently, it's about superpowers and whatnot. Problem is that doesn't translate to the cards. There you see the tuck case. Very nice tuck case. But then that is it. That is it. Here you see some custom artwork, custom indexes and pips on the cards. Interesting ace of spades, except it's not a spade pip, so really does nothing for me. The back design is pretty nice, I suppose, all things considered. Kind of a, what is that, infinity type symbol in the center with the snakes wrapping around, I guess. But then the rest of the faces are horrible. And that's it. It's a typographic deck that says what it is, at least on the court cards. I assume, well, the number cards seem to have pips. So that's what they did for the court cards. Horrible. Horrible. It has nothing to do with transhumanism, nothing to do with superpowers or developing superpowers. Nothing. It's a typographic deck that has nothing to do with the name. It's a horrible deck, in my opinion. Absolutely horrible. Printed by Hatch and Sand, which comes as no surprise because most of the decks they have on the website are not good, in my opinion. And then we got one more to talk about, the series latest, which previously was on Kickstarter. It's again one that I might consider getting. It's a nice enough back design, kind of cardistry themed, cardistry designed. Nice enough faces, and they did customize the core cards a little bit, recolored, maybe some redesign. Well, they're fairly standard, but they're recolored. It's not terrible. It's printed by USB-C. I like that. It says that recognizable pips and chords for spectators. Thumbs up. That's good. If you're gonna do a deck that's made for performing, it should be easily recognizable to spectators. That's very important. You don't want a deck of cards that people have to try and guess what that chord card figure is. Anyway, that is it for now. What's going on in the world cards? I will get back to it tomorrow if there's anything that comes out before I get this up. So that is that. We'll see you next time. More thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see. Hello everyone. I am back with a bit of an update just before I upload this. There's one new Kickstarter project I thought I would just mention. It is the Play Cards with U.S. Senators project, because that's the most creative name they could come up with, I guess. By DOP Crew 52. No, it says 52. It says DOP Crew 45 playing cards. I see. So that's, I guess, the name. They should make that the name on the title instead of Play Cards with U.S. Senators. It's by some girl named Nikki. First project Zovac. Apparently, she has more than 10 years' experience as an executive secretary and assisting company owners manage and operate the businesses. Well, she should stick to that because this is not great. The back design is honestly a one-way design. You see the Jokers, the two Jokers in chief right now, the president and the vice president. I like how it says, it's 2016 to 2020, 2014 to 2020. Is that a prediction that this is it for Donald Trump and Mike Pence? Let's hope so. And then you see the cards. They just got these hand-drawn figures of U.S. senators. Kind of scary looking. And there's some information on them, quotes, I guess. And yeah, it's not good. And the chances of funding, absolutely none, because the goal is nearly $50,000 Canadian. It's $37,500 US. Can you see the currency difference from Canada to America? It's horrible. You can see how much it hurts me to get playing cards with that kind of a currency difference, that's for sure. $15 for one deck, printed by who the hell knows. Only ships to the US as well, so screw you to anyone outside the US who might be interested. Not that anyone would be in a deck like this. Special thanks and credit to Lewis One Studios for the artwork. So she didn't even do the artwork. She's just copied and pasted the artwork. Is that what that is? I don't understand. I have no idea who's printing them. It'd be funny if it was printed in China. The same. Her own company, Nikki's Executive Secretary Services, will document, track, and oversee the production and delivery of the cards. It's funny, she spells Nikki there with a C, but if you look at her actual name here, it's Nikki with two K's. You don't even know how to spell your own freaking name? I don't understand that. I'm actually curious to see. And her actual name is not Nikki, it's Napapath Dylan. So, yeah, I guess her nickname is Nikki. Moving on. I noticed this on the USBC website, bicycle website. They have some tarot decks available, so we'll look at them. I also want to mention I did get this month's mystery deck from Illusionist because they had that other new deck, the Republic number 3, that I decided to get. And I also decided to get the V2, whatchamacallem, cohorts, because why not? And the mystery deck is some King Slayer deck. I don't know what it is. It says like Mastermind or something. Based on the letters, like that's all I can ascertain. It says MSTRD. So, Master Edition, Mastermind. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. What I know is it's not going to be one of the ones they've already released because that would go against what the whole mystery deck concept is. So let's look at the tarot decks that are here on the USBC website. Bicycle Cards website. In other words, saying USBC because I guess now it's Card Mundi PC. Yes, so they got Tarot del Fuego tarot cards by Ricardo Cavolo, a Spanish guy. They're printed by Fournier, made in Spain, obviously. Not really my cup of tea. And then we got Familiars Tarot by Lisa Parker, also printed by Fournier. So they're selling Fournier decks on the USBC website. That's interesting. By the move, they're trying to sell their products, other products on the USBC website, which is fine. Again, not really my cup of tea. And then we got the Anne Stokes Gothic Tarot cards by, of course, Anne Stokes, also printed by Fournier. Go figure. I didn't know. I would have guessed. And it's basically, what you'd expect from Anne Stokes. Not it's really my cup of tea again. And then we got Classic Tarot cards. Marcel Tarot cards is also printed by Soccer Fournier. And these are, based on the classic Marcel. And these ones, I like a bit more, but of course I've got a couple of different Marcel decks now. They're pretty nice. They're not English though; they're French, I guess, which I guess makes sense. Um, so yeah, if you're interested, there's some available on the USPC website. And that is going to be it for this week. By the way, let's get the top 3 classic family card games. Well, why not? Oh, I see they got a brief history of tarot cards on their site as well. That's cool. So yeah, I'm interested to see what this Kingslayer's mystery deck is. So let's see. Got Slapjack, Crazy Eights. I like that game. And Play or Pay. I never heard of that one. Features bidding. Interesting. Sounds like poker. Anyway, so that is that for this week. Comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. We'll see you next time. Well, thanks for watching. Also, they have talent hills now available again for some reason. They seem to have re-added them or bumped them up on their page. So here's that. Anyway, we'll see you next time.